trying to, you know, there's all these sounds that come into the house. This is upstairs. I can show that it's upstairs, but it's upstairs. It's upstairs. Upstairs. Okay, so it's upstairs. See, that's the window there. Window. Everything looks normal, but it always sounds not normal inside the place. It's always, even on a relatively quiet day, like today, always sound. And that's also everywhere you go in the inner west section of the city of Sydney, in the city of Sydney, the country of Australia. Trying hard to focus here, but very difficult to concentrate in this city. Very difficult to keep your mind and your body in sync, as they say. Almost impossible. Knowing is not enough. The forces at play against, or at least that seem to be anti-life, against life, I think, seem to be hidden, pretending to be life, but working really against life, and that's how this end game works. I say it's an end game because it is eliminating real humans, or those that have any humanity left in them, and they wipe that out, and then they wipe you out, I think, if you're human. They want a transhuman, artificial reality, which is what it really is. It's just that it's hidden, even though it's there. So it's like where you have pretend humans, or androgyne beings pretending to be humans, using apparently innocent human information, human machinery, technology, but using it to control you, even if it's just by sound, which it usually is. It's a sight and sound program, because that's my reality. What I see and hear is the human existence. So the cyborg reality, or the artificial technical reality, the computer system, the artificial computer system and its androgyne beings dominate and control the earth. So it's what you call an earth matrix, which means it's a human mind control matrix. Control through your human body and through your mind. The mind controls the body, and they control you through your mind, which my mind is controlled by my senses, by what I see and hear, what I feel. My emotions control my mind, and the sight and sound that's around me controls my emotions, therefore my mind and body. And it's just real. It's what's around you. So it's always an anti-human, anti-life reality around me. Always. But it looks innocent because it's always people doing work. They're an army workforce. They're an army anti-life, anti-human workforce. They force their sound on you because they run the city, or wherever the humans are in the city, they run that area. And if you try to move or go to another area, the traffic patrol system will follow you. And also, it is a city matrix, so they have their centres and services everywhere. They control everything. So largely it's like you can imagine everything is controlled by the powers that be, or by those that control the city, the state and the country of Australia. And this goes for most countries, I would think. Some places are more controlled than others, or not, or have more technical ability to suppress you, because you're in a city where technology and the internet is everywhere. It controls the minds of people, literally, and it controls their activities, because they work for the city. Everyone has to work for the city of Sydney. And if you're not part of it, then I think they have no use for you, but also they see you as something to be controlled, because it is all about total control for those beings. You see this because when you realise that they've got the transhuman connection to your brain, and that they're following you and studying you and trying to suppress you in minute detail, your every waking moment almost. As long as it's visibly following the laws of their land, which they've created the laws, as we're told. They create certain set up laws and rules and city systems. So they try to abide by those, whilst at the same time controlling and tracking and suppressing and limiting your human existence, literally. But doing it all in a law-abiding manner, because they don't want to abolish the laws and the systems they have in place, because these do keep humans under control too. Because a lot of things are not really, as I was told recently, designed for your safety. They're really designed to control you. A lot of rules and regulations don't really serve you or make you safer, but that's the idea that you think they do, just as I thought they did. But they're really just restricting you and benefiting the control system, or the powers that be that control the control system, and the God entity, or whatever they serve. Lucifer is the god of earth, or that's from a religious, spiritual standpoint. But you can put whatever name you like on whatever beings or entities or powers that people want to worship. All I can say is that it seems to be an anti-human, anti-life deity, even though it pretends, of course, to be a being of light, which is like Lucifer, the being of light that was worshipped and idolised as a being of light, and seen as, a great one. And it's like the demigods of earth are often idolised by humans as the best versions of humanity. But most of the demigods serve the Matrix, or serve the Earth God, and serve the powers that be. It's all the same thing. Just depends on how much to the top you want to take it. But it's reasonable to assume that the powers that be are serving artificial intelligent computer system, and that they are connected to that, and they're transhumanly interface with it just as I am. Except that I think that maybe they worship that, whereas I'm connected to it, even though I don't really think that technology is a gift for mankind or for human beings, real human beings. They're for android beings. Androids, though, are connected to us, and we're connected to the computer system, so we're all connected. And that's actually only a benefit to them, not a benefit to human beings. Even though human beings will convince themselves and be convinced by the technology, assuming that it's human technology, that it is something that is a gift for them, that it will enhance them and make them better. This is, I think, the end game, or the end time deception, as they call it. It doesn't matter whether it was the end or the beginning or in between. It is still what you believe and what we've been conditioned and seduced into becoming part of. And even if you aren't consciously seduced by it, you may be convinced to incorporate this technology into you by, like in my own case, I would say, through where they can implant things into you through medical tests, medical procedures, even also through what you take in your body, because you can just take chemicals and substances and nanotechnology into your body through food and drink. And you need those to survive. And you can't control what or how food and drink is made, or where it comes from, or what they put into it. Yes, you can read the label, but the label comes from the powers that be. And that's just to convince human beings that they're giving you things more natural now. I think it's all really a game and a deception. That's what I would say. But even if some things are fine, other things that you think are fine will not be. So it really is still, you'd have to know everything, and how can you know everything? And if you do know everything, you won't trust anything, so you will not be able to just live. You'll become paranoid machine in your mentality like them, which is their mentality. In other words, you'll become a paranoid machine or technical or logical human being that will not be trusting or humane. You will treat everything as artificial, because most of it is. And therefore you won't be able to live as a free human being. And that's the real reality anyway. Human beings are not allowed to live as free human beings. That's not how this reality works at all. It's not. And that's and even the sounds that come into the place, like they will do work and activities around the place, but activities that should take 5 or 10 minutes take a couple of hours. Work programs that should be finished in a week go on for month after month, and there's always set up stage conditions to extend the programs, extend the work activity, keep the army workforce always around you, all over the streets. it's a total set-up stage reality. None of the people or the places are natural or normal in any way. And that makes it seem as though you're paranoid, or as though you somehow have great significance. But if you understood that humanity, which should be the whole earth, is actually only a small amount of the earth now, most android, artificial intelligent machine beings, and even the humans are part machine because of the interface with the transhuman technology. That's for their benefit for survival, but it is a download of degradation for the human being. Just as the original human was separated from, and intervention took place from the natural earth, to where humans lost their ability to create the best environment for themselves. That was lost at the beginning when intervention took place, where humans were taken out of their natural earth and put and seduced and as they say in the stories, partook or were led away from one another, where they had natural creation and natural environment to reach their highest evolution. So that human beings didn't evolve, they devolved, and the beings that they interacted with, artificial intelligent ones, actually now have full control of what you think is a natural earth, but it's really an artificial earth matrix. It's just that the actual story of original man and woman intervention or seduction by, the others, the fallen ones, that where the iniquity of this artificial intelligence became dark and was shown that it would work against natural creation or creation and against human beings, which were part of natural creation, or they were like most man and woman is supposed to create a natural baby, but none of that happens now. And it also has to be all natural, all conceived in high frequency and vibration. That means in the spirit of, what you'd call, I suppose, the love vibration, because any interference, technical, any unnatural connections between humans creating with artificial beings always creates artificial intelligence or psychopathic intelligence or malignant, narcissus, paranoid, controlling cyborg beings, you could say. They come in human bodies, but they don't have a human mind. Do they sound human? They look human, but do they sound human? Sometimes they can. If you talk to them, they sound human. But this is what they really are. This is what they really sound like. This is how they really feel about human beings. At least that's how I'm hearing it. even though I will see them as human. And when they talk to you, the more advanced ones will be extremely human and often even false end-time apostles, as they call them. That means they will be seen as beings of life and real human, and even speak words of wisdom or words of truth, etc. But that's the very advanced androgyne beings. When they combine in large numbers in workforces, they're usually more physical, not the intellectual androgyne beings, which are extremely clever and cunning, as they say. They will seduce you with their words. You will think they are beings of light. That's how it works, I think. Oh, this is upstairs in this little place where I am. You can go to any part of the house and the sound always follows you. Electricity cross there. All the electricity lines look like crosses. Oh. Okay, that's enough of the sound. There's no point in me filming or recording sound really, but